Alright, so I'm going to take a second section. It's wrapped around with electric wires. And we got a car lot on this side of the fence, so we'll see how it goes. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. This one was interesting. I mean, normal cases I prefer to climb pretty much every tree. I'm not one to do a lot of falling, but in this situation it called for it. So there was no sense in me putting on gear, climbing this, piecing it out, dealing with the electric lines and all the obstacles up underneath it, when I felt like as long as I got a good toss with the throw ball, got a good connection point with the rope, and got a decent angle on the pool, it was going to work out right. The issue with doing stuff like this, and the issue that I see a lot of people that do tree work, the mistake that they make is they wind up taking out a section of the tree, which is the easiest to cut, because it's easy. Well, then it comes back to bite them, because that section would have helped them to rig a much harder section in the tree. So that's something I always, when I start to do things like this and I'm pulling over a certain section, or I'm doing, taking out a large section, I make sure and I think about it good and hard to make sure that this section isn't going to be beneficial to me if I leave it later. So when you start doing this, you got like a tree that's got like 5 heads. You send one, which is leaning the right direction. Then you send the next one, and then you have 2 or 3 that are leaning backwards then. So now you've got very difficult, cuts to make and pulls to leverage to get, and it can become really, really, really tricky. But in this situation, honestly, I didn't see the need to go through all the trouble of putting on gear and doing all that. So I ended up using my brother's 460, and at times when I felt like I needed to just clean the cut up, I would just grab my trim saw. 460 is kind of difficult to be holding up at shoulder height and cutting a little harder. So I'd like to make my notch, and if I could, I would just use my trim saw to do that. But the main thing on all of these was a good throw with the throw ball, a good connection point with the rope, and good leverage with the pull. So where you see this electric pole off to the left here in the top left corner, it runs an electric line down and across the highway over, well, actually I don't even know if it goes down the highway. It goes to that back pole that is back behind the other tree to the right there. So there's an electric line that runs all the way across there. There's one that runs on the back side. So we have this little space in between that electric line and that stump that is a little to the middle, like to the right in the middle where the guys are standing. It has to go in between where the guys are standing and where the stump's at. So pretty tricky. Just basically they all need to be pulled directly towards where my truck is parked there on the highway. The other thing is that we needed to make sure that we weren't pulling nothing and having an eruption of a section hitting when a car was coming by, so we had to watch out for that. But yeah, this is something that I find myself into all the time. I'll spend a lot of time coming up with a game plan. That game plan ends up not being the most efficient when you end up moving one of the trees. When this tree here, the stump, the tree's gone and it's just a stump, wow, I mean, I've got a ton of room that initially I didn't have before. So remember that, and remember to always, no matter what it is, when you're doing a tree, make sure, I know it's easy to cut a section and it makes you feel good, like I just took a, well, okay, I hear a lot of tree guys say, just start cutting anything you can cut until it turns into a stump. Well, that also will get you in trouble. You'll cut a section out that you needed to rig the rest, or that would help you do the rest. So remember that. Always think ahead. Don't get too far ahead of yourself trying to make something happen to where it ends up making your job more difficult. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. This is probably it for me talking through it, but yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll try not to cut in again. See ya. So there's electric wires wrapped all the way around this thing. So there's a set of them going right here, set there. that one there, that was in the electric wires here, is done. That one there, that was the first one we did. And then I climbed up and did this one, but my camera went dead. And then Dave fell the log, so we're done. I'm tired. See you next time.